God is a God of order. Yes, you have plans. You feel like, when this one, my plan was that, me like this, I have to finish reading after masters, and then we'll have time for marriage. My sister, my brother, I married in between masters. I came back to Nigeria, traveled down to Nigeria, I married in between masters. Hello, good day. I hope you're doing excellent. I am doing great. Welcome again today. And today I'm going to be sharing with you, what do you do when plans fail? It's not the best place to be in life. You know, there are times that you have some things running in your head, you have it all figured out, or you even have it written down, the vision as you call. Or you just see that this thing seems to be going down the drain. It's not coming to fruition. What do you do in times like that? Alright, without wasting much time, let's jump right in as I share my plans that have failed before. See ya! And just before we continue, my plan is that you subscribe. Please don't let this plan fail. Please remember to subscribe if you are yet to subscribe. Thank you so much. Plan 1. So when I was in my second year undergraduate study, I had plans to Japa. I wanted to travel out of the country because, I don't know, it just felt like a good plan. So I did the normal thing, like submitted applications, and I can remember getting 2 different admissions in the UK. But for some reasons, I think the money was a lot, and at that time my parents could not afford it. And again, I think someone somewhere advised them otherwise, this kid is too young to travel, that it's better she finishes her undergraduate study. Something like that. I know I heard a story like that. Someone advised them. Obviously, I didn't travel. It was painful. I think it was sometimes in October. It was sometimes in October that I got my second admission. I can't really remember. That was in the year 2012, 2013. I'm not too sure. It was painful. I was still in my Federal University of Technology, Akure. And I decided to continue my study. I attended fellowship, the school fellowship, Redeemed Christian Fellowship precisely. And honestly speaking, I would say that was the time, even though I'd given my life to Jesus before then, but I would honestly say that was the time I began to have a real relationship with the Lord, when I began to know the Lord, when things began to open up to me. And looking at things now, I don't know what my life would have been if I traveled out of the country at that time, at that age. I don't know what my walk with God would have been. Because you know that there are challenges that abroad international education cannot solve. Yes, when you travel out, you have sophisticated education, it's good and stuff like that. But there are some sophisticated problems, challenges in life that only God education, knowing God can solve. So I'm grateful for that plan that failed, because as believers, we must understand, when you're a true child of God, you're seeking the will of the Father. When your plans fail, don't get depressed. Don't be angry with God, because there's more than your eyes can see. There is more to your plans failing. God is working out something for you. Plan 2 that failed is still a Japa plan. I just wish that Japa was in my destiny, but I don't know. It wasn't just working at some time. After my undergraduate study, I went for the National Youth Service for a year. So in my mind, I think somewhere in between the service, I came to my local church at home and I was given a responsibility. What I had in mind was that after service year, I was going to serve in my local church for some months, maybe like 9 months, because most times school starts, say, September. So I finished service here 2017 December-ish, and I was thinking I was going to just serve for some months while I work on my application. And at least if I did not go for undergraduate study, I can go for postgraduate study. And I started working on applying. This time I was applying to Canada. My admission didn't come through till in January 2019. My plan was to travel earlier than that. My admission didn't come through till January 2019, and after that, I was at the point where I needed to decide, because the money was much. Studying abroad is not big, so especially if you don't have scholarship. I didn't get a scholarship. My mom was like asking me, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And this can be a message for someone. So I can remember I just went for, it's just a little diversion. I went for a program around that time, a church program, and as I was reading a devotional, I read the story of Saul, and it ministered to me that when there's a prepared portion for you, so go for it. So it gave me the courage to actually say that, okay, I'm going for this. But now that I don't have money until like that, but at least my parents need to hear my side. And to God be the glory. Here we are, done with education and all, like done with postgraduate study, but still being educated. Yeah. 2019, I applied for visa, and I think I got a disapproval. That was sometimes was it in May? Yeah, May 2019. So my visa was not approved. Said their stories and stuff like that. There are different reasons for not approving visa, but we're not here for visa approval. We're here for plans that fail. We applied sometimes in June, if I can remember well. And during all those waiting times, I tried to get a job. There was one job I was really hopeful for, like a very good. I passed the exam. I did the interview, but as God will have it, he said they did some mago and I not come out. It's not like I had, but it's okay. During that time, what was I doing? I was building my business. I have a peanut snack business. I was working on that, and then I was seriously serving the Lord. I was pouring out myself to the Lord. Those days didn't just fly like seconds or minutes. They were, how do I put it? But then, people that were close to me, they would ask me, they're going down, what next? Someone was asking me that, is it MRS or MSc? And me, I don't like to be explaining to, so I just be like, At the time, someone was feeling like I was like wasting away because you are smart now. Go to Lagos. By the way, I lived in Osogbo. Go to Lagos, go and search for a job, blah, 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 things like that. But then what was in my heart was totally different. Though they are well-meaning, they want to know how far your life is going, but somehow it puts a lot of pressure on us, and you feel like, what exactly is happening? The person was just asking me that, how far? I was like, I'm pressing some buttons, and like, I'm just pressing. I've been pressing buttons ever since, like, allow me. My God, my Father, answer me, Lord. I was under a little pressure, even though I would say that it didn't get so much into me because I was busy. I wouldn't say my life was miserable, honestly speaking. I wouldn't say that. I was busy. I remember that was the time I shot a movie. Like I was part of the cast in a movie, and it was so good. Especially when you're waiting season, just serve the Lord, just be with the Lord. That season has to be there. There's nothing you can do about it. So I said I reapplied for my visa in June 2019, and guys, I didn't get any answer from them till January 2020. That was like 8 months, and sincerely speaking, those were not the best 8 months of my life, because I had days when I was so anxious. I was like, me that I've been refused before, what's going to come out of this? Before I submitted the application, I just begged God, like, God, I beg, please, this thing is mentally draining, it's emotionally draining, please do it for me. Like to say, when you just say heartfelt prayer, like, God, I beg. So I had to wait, and I was like thinking, there are days I would think, okay, I'll be hopeful. There are days when I'm just anxious, like, what will be the end of this thing? January 2020 came, and then I got the approval. This I was approved, to the glory of God. I was meant to resume school August. What happened? That was when COVID set in. COVID started in March 2020. So how was I going to travel? Why now? Why didn't COVID just wait? Why won't you just wait for me to travel? And during COVID, there was another casala that was happening. There was another problem happening in Nigeria, and that was NSAS, say October. I can remember these dates because they are very important dates. So October, there was NSAS, and how was I going to travel? Well, as God would have it, just to cut the long story short, I found myself in Abuja around that time, and so it was easier for me to take the flight just before. I think there was time they blocked the airport and things like that. So I started my courses online. So I was online, say August to that September, until October when I traveled. As the second plan was failing, in between those times when I was waiting, that was when I got into a relationship with my husband of today. So yeah, that was June 2020. That was when I said yes. And honestly speaking, guys, I don't know what my marital life would have been right now if I didn't have that waiting season, if I wasn't in Nigeria at that point. I mean, yes, God works in mind-blowing ways, but I feel like God needed me to settle some things. God is a God of order. Yes, you have plans. You feel like, when this one, my plan was that, me like this, I have to finish reading. After masters, then we'll have time for marriage. My sister, my brother, I married in between masters. I came back to Nigeria, traveled down to Nigeria, I married in between masters. You feel like this is the way your life should be ordered. But God, who knows the end from the beginning, He knows that there are some things that must come first before others come. If you look at the creation story, you will see God. God is not haphazard. When God does things, you see it as, oh wow, it just happened suddenly. But God is very organized. If you read the Old Testament, I'm reading the Old Testament, it's this, and you see how God is so intentional. When he's talking to the children of Israel, he say these people, they should do this, these people should do that, these people should be at this place. We talk to the Israelites that these people should be at the west of the camp and at the west of the tabernacle, some people should be at the east. He's an organ. If you don't know that nature about God, Jehovah El organized. As a child of God, God is intentional about your life, and he will organize it in a way that at the end of the day, when you look at like, the shame master plan, hey, give it to him. When your plans fail, know that there is more. As a child of God, you don't have to force things. You don't have to compromise. Some people, because some things are not working out, you begin to lower your standards. You begin to tell lies. You begin to add things up so that it can add up. But no, that's not the will of God. Even when your plans are feeling like they are removing from your life, it's subtracting. If you look at it subtracting, but God is making things to add up. So just trust God. Don't try to force things. The only thing you can do is to enforce things in the place of prayer, and also saying that, God, nevertheless, let your will be done. Don't try to manipulate things. I hope you were blessed. So when plans fail, know that God has a plan. Remember, I said his thoughts towards you are an idea of good and not of evil, to give you a hope, to give you a future, and bring you to an expected end. That end is so important, and I pray that the end for you is going to be the one that God has for you. That beautiful end. God bless you. Bye.